Comes loose and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rodgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose!
Buckle up for Kobe Bryant! Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center. What a play!
There's lots of debate these days as to who holds the title of the greatest voice in sports. Like Jordan versus LeBron, Brady versus Montana, even Pele versus Ronaldo. The debates are endless.
Have you seen anything like that?
Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
Al Michaels, Vin Scully, Brent Musburger, Mike Tirico, Bob Costas. The list is endless with qualified and worthy talent.
Here's Hulk! D-Day! Do not scratch your eyes. You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here.
As far as calls go, I mean single, spectacular, in-the-moment calls. A few really stand out.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Here's a Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
These are calls that will stand the test of time. They become, in essence, as memorable as the play itself to some of us.
From the corner!
This video series will examine some of the greatest calls in modern sports history, ones we hope our grandkids will cherish the same way we remember the shot or the play.
Oh, the band is out on the field! He's going to go into the end zone! He's going into the end zone! The Bears have won! The Bears have won!
Only time will decide whether or not these calls will be forgotten or immortalized, and we're hoping for the latter.
Drink it in!
Welcome to downtown Cleveland, Ohio, in a sold-out arena, home to the defending Eastern Conference champion Cleveland Cavaliers, who tonight take on the #1 Eastern Conference seeded team this season, the Boston Celtics.
In 2008, the Boston Celtics put together their iconic Big Three. A year prior, they had landed in the draft with the 5th pick in a very disappointing year. In June, they traded the pick, which would ultimately turn out to be Jeff Green, plus Delonte West and Wally Szczerbiak for Ray Allen. What an absolute fleecing. Then in July, they traded 5 players, including the young, at the time promising Big Al Jefferson, and some cash for 31-year-old Kevin Garnett. With Paul Pierce, KG, and Allen, they meshed quicker than expected, going 66-16 in the season and grabbing the East's first seed in the playoffs.
Marshall throws it down. Damon Jones fires away. And there's the buzzer. The San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions once again. Their 4th title in 9 years.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, meanwhile, fresh off a trip to the finals themselves, were swept in 2007 by the boring old Spurs, with the 2 young LeBron carrying, quite figuratively, but if it could be literal, it should be, his team to the finals, a cast that included Boobie Gibson, Eric Snow, and Donyell Marshall. Seriously, this team got to the finals. In February of 2008, they made a big trade that landed them the aging Ben Wallace, Joe Smith, Delonte West, and Wally Szczerbiak. Not exactly a big 3. LeBron averaged 37-7 that season, but somehow finished 4th in the MVP voting behind KG, CP3, and the winner, Kobe.
Tight by the rookie Courtney Lee. Here's James!
LeBron finishing anything less than 2nd in MVP voting is just somehow feels wrong. It is wrong.
And that will do it. As Vucevic fires, he hits.
While the West was Kobe's to lose, and he didn't, the East was a 2-team race, and these 2 heavyweights matched up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Enter Kevin Harlan, basketball voice god. After attending Kansas University, he began his broadcasting there and eventually landed a gig at age 22 as the TV and radio voice of the NBA's Kansas City Kings, now the Sacramento Kings. Then the Kansas City Chiefs for 8 years and began calling games for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
As he works on the defense, Johnson dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left, timeout San Antonio!
He then joined Turner Sports in 1996 to cover NBA playoff games, and he's never looked back.
Bring it home, Kobe, baby! Down to 3, down to 2, it's a 3. Good! Good! He got it! James Harden, a flamethrower! High and off the wall. Caruso parachutes in! You cannot stop him! You can only hope to contain him!
Anyways, back to the series. Boston took Game 1 in the Garden when KG turned in 28-8 and James missed a game-tying layup.
James goes in, misses the layup.
They then won Game 2 handily and Game 3 back in Cleveland went according to playoff series script, with Cleveland laying the lumber on Boston. Then Game 4 came. Cleveland was nursing a 7-point lead with under 2 minutes left in the game, and LeBron took a screen up top. Then, well, this happened.
A Smith screen, Posey will defend. Oh! LeBron James, with no regard for human life, has given the Cavaliers their biggest lead tonight.
Harlan's call became so iconic so quickly, people talked about it and referenced it as much as the dunk itself. What people may not know, however, is that this was not the first time Harlan used that call. Back in February of 2003, 5 years prior, Kobe Bryant did this at Madison Square Garden.
Great match. Oh, Kobe Bryant! Regard for human life! What a play!
You can't hear the call as clearly, which may be why people thought the first time he heard it was in 2008. Regardless, this one belongs to Harlan and remains one of the greatest sports calls in modern NBA history. So where would you rank it?
LeBron James with no regard